Hi, welcome to this video. This is going to be a short video on how I became Muslim, the short story. So I was born and raised Christian. I grew up in a Christian home. My parents did not give me the option to decide what I believed in. That means that, they didn't educate me on other faiths. They weren't like, do you believe in God? It was just something that I was taught, and it was instilled in me from a young age. So as a young adult, believing in God but not going to church, I was not practicing my faith, and I was not really doing anything to learn or grow religiously or spiritually. I always felt the Bible was really confusing, probably why I never picked it up to read it and learn. So I would say I really didn't have any idea of what Islam was. I didn't know any Muslims, and I met my first Muslim. So what happened? I did not know this person was Muslim right away. It was something that just kind of unfolded, and as I got to know them a little bit more, and I was like, oh, why are you always up so early? Oh, you pray. Oh, okay. And then once they put it out there that they believed in the same prophets as Christianity, such as Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Noah, Adam, peace be upon them all, it really made me what? There's another religion that has all of the same prophets that I believe in? And that was really shocking for me, because I was like, how is that possible? I always assumed, I think, that everything other than Christianity was so different. I really didn't even realize that kind of thing existed. So what this did is it inspired me to kind of go on Google and say, what is the difference between Christianity and Islam? How come they have the same prophets and the same stories? How can this be? The more that I looked into it, the more I learned about Christianity, the more clarification I got about my religion, and the more it made me realize there was another prophet after Jesus, peace be upon them both. And ultimately what happened is, as I got to know Christianity and I got to know Islam, I started to see them as one and the same, like sisters, like the same thing. It's the same God, it's the same people, it's the same stories. I know there are discrepancies, so I'm not saying it's exactly the same thing, but what I'm saying to me is it was really shocking to find out I was not supposed to be eating pork. I was not supposed to be drinking alcohol. I was not supposed to be showing my skin and dressing immodestly as an actual believing Christian. So that kind of shocked me, and I was like, oh, wow, I had no idea. Oh my gosh. So it's it kind of put it in the position where it's like, well, if I'm a believing Christian, then I ought to be doing these things. And then the second question that came to me was, really, how do I know if Muhammad, peace be upon him, was real? I don't. How do I know if Jesus, peace be upon him, was real? I don't. How do I know if Adam was real, peace be upon him? I don't. It's called faith. And I thought, do I want to be somebody, if Muhammad, peace be upon him, is real, do I want to be the person that's like, we don't believe in him? No. And so for me, I decided I'm going to accept him, because I would rather err on the side of caution than the side of arrogance and ignorance. I think that one of the major deciding factors for me was realizing that the things that Islam forbids, such as pork, alcohol, fornication, these kinds of things, were also forbidden in Christianity. Realizing that it was the same practices, that why are we villainizing the latter religion but not the one that everybody loves so much? So really, for me, truly, as I learned Christianity, the more it opened me up to truly become a Muslim. So I kind of took a look at that. I decided, yeah, I believe in Muhammad, peace be upon him. It was so similar to my beliefs already. I felt in a lot of ways I was already practicing Islam, so I just was like, yeah, I believe in Muhammad, peace be upon him. And it came down to the answers for the Shahada. Do you believe in the oneness of God? There's only one God? I was like, yes. Do you believe in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the last and final prophet? Yeah. So you're Muslim. And I was like, okay, I'm Muslim. So I did my Shahada. It's been 3 years. I've done a lot of learning, growing, loving, living, glowing, crying, all sorts of things. I've had a lot of life in the last 3 years. And I can say the number one thing I have in my life that I love is being a Muslim. So if you are considering this and you are wondering if it's right for you, I just want to say, answer the question. Do you believe there's only one God and it's just God? Just him created everything? And do you believe that he sent all of the prophets, the last of which is Muhammad, peace be upon them all? If you say yes and yes, you're Muslim. Congratulations. Do your Shahada. Don't be afraid. Believing in God is a beautiful thing, and true guidance comes from Him. If you're feeling that and you woke up today, you're blessed. Thank you for watching.